Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. To help keep this podcast free, we're partnering with Stoke Seeds. More than just a listing of vegetable and flower seeds, the Stoke Seeds website is a complete resource center with valuable information on seed starting, planting, and harvesting, plus all the gardening accessories you need to make your garden the envy of the neighborhood. Pre-order your free 2018 gardening guide today from stokeseeds.com, cultivating successful growers for generations. We'll have more to come from Stoke Seeds in the next few weeks. Now, on to today's question. Our emailers have been busy this week, Fred.
Good.
We have several emails to tell you about. And one's from John. He says, Fred, my sister lives in California and grows lantana. I know it's a tropical. Can I grow it indoors? What do you know about it?
Well, I know a good deal about it because I love the plant. It is a color range and type of plant that I particularly enjoy. And I'm going to start by saying that my daughter in North Carolina makes me feel bad every time I go down there because she has lantanas that do overwinter. They're close enough to not being frozen hard and so on. Her lantana plant, when I go down in August or whenever, is usually 3.5 or more feet tall, up to 5 feet wide, and there's a flower on the stem tip all around the plant. So you are right about the tropicals. A tropical factor. Here, you cannot do that. You can grow it in a container, and you can bring the container into the garage in the wintertime so that the root zone and stem, etc., do not freeze. They probably, I guess I've never done it this way, but you can probably let them go down to 35 degrees and not have much of a problem as long as we were just talking with Susan about keeping the roots moist. Now, not wet, just moist. Let's go now to Niagara Falls. They have some standards, and I haven't seen them recently, but lantana with a 2 or more inch diameter trunk, standing 3 feet high, with a beautiful crown of foliage and flowers. And they, of course, are in the cold part of the world, colder. They cannot depend on the snow protecting them enough. So they just take these great big pots into what is called an orangery or a greenhouse or whatever you want to call it to keep them from freezing. They let the plant go pretty much dormant. Well, you wouldn't have to. Lantana can grow all year round and survive, where our northern plants have to have a rest break. Lantana doesn't. But I would still say they're right in taking the plant in, let it dry down. They'll trim out any dead. They'll reshape it a little bit. And then, by first to middle of May, they'll take the chance of putting them back out and so on. And you can do the same thing. Lantana is not hard to grow. It does need moisture, but it doesn't need to be wet. It does need and can use all the sun you can give it, because these big tub or jardinier type plants in that area are just simply soaked thoroughly when they're watered, let dry down and so on. So yes, you can do it, enjoy it, and back out in the spring, not before May 15, and just keep them on going.
Thanks again for listening to the podcast. If you have a question for Fred, go ahead and email us, fred@planttalkradio.com. And for the best selection of vegetable, flower, and herb seeds available, go to www.stokeseeds.com. Pre-order your free 2018 gardening guide today from stokeseeds.com, cultivating successful growers for generations.